this new class, the movement of things, time, events. Yeah. The attitude we focus at the beginning of this class is peace, simplicity. Focus on yourself, be simple, be at peace. Focusing on being simple and at peace inside. Yeah. Good. Disappointment is a reality. We face it. Let's speak of the dynamics of disappointment. Okay. So we have expectations. We're planning something. We're hoping it will work. And it does work. Then we're excited. We're happy. Even satisfied. And your level of comfort rises. Your amount of sense of satisfaction rises. Whenever that plan ends, you'll be disappointed. Whatever you've built is over, it's gone, broken, or it was time. You'll have a disappointment. But at first, when you started that plan, if it fails, you'll have the disappointment right now, without the satisfaction moment. It is a harsh reality to accept that disappointment is part of life. And everything you execute or accomplish, every plan you put in motion, will bring you disappointment whether it succeeds or it fails. Because everything ends. How dramatic is that view of the world? Now the trick is how to see this in a positive way. Okay? Not to become, pessimistic or suicidal. It's part of how life works. We experiment things. And it is fun. Most of the time. When we're born, we're at 0 expectation, but we have needs. So your body has expectations for you. And you get satisfaction. And then you find a new level of comfort and belief, if you want. Like, this is what life is supposed to bring you. The quality of how your needs were satisfied as a kid, as a baby, and as a young child will set a bar in your belief system of what is life supposed to bring to you. And then you try to raise that. then it goes up and down. Okay. So during your entire life, everything will be so hard and dramatic when you go below that belief that you've programmed in your body. It will be hard because physically and genetically, you believe this is what life is supposed to bring. So it's even harder when you go below that set threshold that you got through education and your upbringing. Throughout your life, you'll have projects to raise that bar, like be more accomplished and satisfied. There would be great moments. You'll enjoy a lot of it. Whatever you enjoy when it ends, you'll fall back to what you believe your life is supposed to be, your expectation level. We get older, life goes away. Well, not immediately, but when you get to 30 years old, you think, I'm not 20 anymore. When you get to 40 years old, you say, I'm not 20 anymore, with a bit more desperation. And it goes on like that. Until your body ceases to perform at the set level that you built at childhood, because you're going to decay more. So even at the end of your life, you're going to feel worse and worse and worse in your expectations of comfort, satisfaction, sense of accomplishment. Right? So the key here is to mourn, detach, let go when it's time. Okay. We should not take this wisdom, or that revelation, negatively. We should not ask ourselves, but what's the point? Let's just do nothing. Well, actually, it's fun. Life is fun. There's tons of good moments. It is a great feeling to raise that bar, to accomplish something better, to feel better. It's worth it. It is worth it. You are going to have a lot of good moments in life, especially if you have a sane mind and you do personal growth. It's going to be so much worth it. But in order to face reality, we have to be ready to mourn, detach, let go. So during your young adult life to retirement, if you want, you're always going to go up and down. Have projects, and even if you don't want to have expectations, you're probably going to have expectations if you make projects, that they work. If your project works, you're going to be satisfied, raises your bar, your level of tolerance raises it. And when that project ends, it softly goes down, if it was a success, or it can break down a lot. But the quantity of mourning will be the same. As a shock, or softly over a long period of time. When we are born and when we grow, the first months, the first years, we're starting from nothing, no expectation, but genetic needs. And it grows that level of comfort and expectations. And we'll go through that process in reverse in the final years, in the final months of our life, when at the physical level we are losing the life functions that we had built in the first months and the first years of our life. So that process is unavoidable. We're going to lose everything. Greed and the mask to accumulate. Greed makes us want to keep forever what we gain. That's the problem. The arrogance of greed. I've gained it. I must not lose it, ever. A positive focus of the wheel of time. A positive focus is the enjoyment when you gained, when you obtained something. The enjoyment of experiences. The pleasure of using objects. The pleasures of relationships. Friendly, romantic, family. The joys of going through the process. The negative way to see Kala Chakra is hoping to keep everything forever. That's greed. Also a bit of survival. Like, I've obtained a house, I must not lose it. I've got into a relationship, I can't stop it, I can't lose it. This idea of permanence is what brings the most drama when the inevitable happens. It will go away. At the beginning, we gain. Most of us had a lot of joy in childhood. There was suffering, but there was more joy. Discovery, learning things, the excitement of the world. It's great. And that's a beautiful focus. That's very positive. The idea of excitement, discoveries, sensations, feeling good. That should be the goal. And be responsible in this process in accepting all of this is worth the moment where it happens. And that too will pass. The good moments will go away. The bad moments will go away. The suffering will end. Don't worry. But the happiness too. Yeah, the happiness will also go away. Until a soft, blissful peace remains in your soul. There's something you can't lose until the universe itself goes away. The part of you that is Brahma. The part of you that is your soul, basically. Because that is not limited to this human incarnation. This is as long as the universe exists. But that is metaphysics. But even then, that too shall pass, eventually, at some point. Right? What matters for you human now is to accept the wheel of time and the turbulence of causality. The wheel of time is Kala Chakra in Sanskrit, and the turbulence of causality is called Karma Chakra. Okay? The consecution of cause and effect. yeah, there's friction there sometimes. Mostly because we resist. We're going to do a simple contemplation. Focusing on the greed that we have, the hope that everything we have will stay forever, and the inevitable truth that nothing lasts forever. Just contemplate this duality. The desire we have that everything will last forever, and the wisdom that nothing lasts forever. It will cause your greed to turmoil. It will cause turbulence in your greed. But it is a path to acceptance. Contemplate greed. This, just being honest, yeah, there are things I hope I will have forever. And the fact that we actually don't know when it's going to end, we know it is going to end. The disappointments will start to rise. Just contemplate the duality of greed and impermanence. You see, through this process of acceptance, a flavor of humility rises. Detachment, mourning, it shows up. So, a truth for the human and a lie to the soul is to tell yourself, the part of my soul that lasts forever. Well, in the sense that it lasts longer than your human life. The soul that persists after death. There is a happiness there. It's very simple. This happiness of the soul that is woven or intertwined with a soft, blissful peace deep inside. That will persist forever. That, we don't lose it. As a human, of course. We have no idea if our soul will end in 1,000 or 1,000,000,000 years. We have no idea. The concept of time is abstract and irrelevant for the soul at this point. But it is motivating for the human to think, at least I can count on that for now. It's just a soft background happiness, a satisfaction that what we've done in life is good. And for all the mistakes we've done, there's still time to do good. So that regret is not the only feeling we have in life. There's also satisfaction of the good we've done. Then you'll have to play with this. Forgive yourself what you didn't know before you knew it. And make an effort to do better. For this piece to show up, we have to contemplate how greed of persistence or permanence clashes with the reality of impermanence, and how it troubles us. And then the despair of realizing we don't have control over the laws of the universe. We try to control little things for little moments. Your position at work, your current relationship, the amount of wealth in your account. You try to feel in control of little things. But ultimately, we have no control over the laws of the universe, on physical nature and metaphysical nature, the abstracts. So we contemplate the greed of permanence and the truth of impermanence. And we will lose everything we've gained. The positive view of this is that it was worth it. The joy, the discovery, even if there's no joy, the satisfaction of accomplishing something, the growth, the decay that follows. It was a nice trip. You look back and it was a nice trip. The pessimistic view is, well, if I can't keep it, what's the point? It's just the animal greed talking. As a soul incarnate in a human, the discovery was the point. The flavors in your mouth, the flavors in your heart, in your mind. All of this that was discovered, that's the point. And all that is still left to discover until the last moment. If you cultivate that curiosity, you will, if you practice, you will enjoy the discovery of the last breath. Even if it frightens you right now. You'll also have this, hey, one more thing to find out, I guess. You know, either as being super positive or very sarcastic. Why not? Hey, let's taste how it feels to lose the last thing I have, which is me. Oh, the humility of this dialogue. You know, it's humiliating. It's satisfying for a moment thinking we have a bit of control over a few things. If we accept what is unavoidable, we'll find peace in the process of Kala Chakra and Karma Chakra. The flow of time, the turbulence of causality. For everything you have a project, you will build expectations. It will bring disappointments if it fails. And it will bring disappointment much later. Well, it won't be, you won't call it disappointment, but it will be the suffering of mourning, which is similar. You'll suffer when it goes away, when the plan is over. It's going to happen. So enjoy it while it lasts. Be positive about it. Focus on the glorious discoveries and how everything is marvelous. Breathe deeply. And we'll do a soft practice for the end of this class, for the short class, about the joys of discovery. The gratitude we have for the good moments. We had laughing trips. We tasted great food. We had hugs and orgasms. We felt the acceleration of a car. We saw a mountain from up above, if you've ever traveled in a plane. Lots of great moments happened. And more to come, of course. So we finish this class with the gratitude of experiences. And that too might cause turbulence with the, the green in the morning, the greed in the morning, all of this. But yeah, there's a point to it. When you ask yourself, what's the point? There is a point. There is a point to all that. Absolutely. Oh yeah. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed, great day. Hey, I have an exercise for you, okay? A little practice. Learn how to share wisdom without propaganda. That's a tricky thing. Propaganda is when you bug people with your philosophical views. When you try to convert someone to your religion. That's no one wants to hear, hey, join my cult. So don't act like a cultist. But if we fear sharing what we live, we'll never allow others to discover it. So here's a trick. Be non-religious about it. Just be yourself, but dare say something nice to someone. That doesn't sound like you're trying to recruit them into your weird way of seeing things. But yeah, say the word forgiveness at one point, just to inspire them. Make them, when it's appropriate, feel that there's a solution to the hell they're facing. Maybe just comment something for someone to feel understood. But it's not about you getting the feeling of being understood by others. It's you making others feel understood. Even if you don't agree with their ways. Even if you can see their ego, it's all their attachments and arrogance that causes them grief. Yeah, bro, I understand you. Life brings all these events, and sometimes we realize you just can't control all of it. Saying something where the other will feel understood. Of course, there's a million things that others could do as personal growth, but they haven't. Make them feel cared for. Make them feel important at the level where they are. And that spreads a bit of wisdom. And you're not recruiting them into a cult because you're not part of a cult. You're just being a good person and spread the wisdom. Right? Try it at one point. It doesn't seem relevant to the class I just gave, but believe me, it is. All right. Peace, y'all.